Hey everyone, and welcome back. We love to take your requests for our deep dives, and we got a really interesting one this time. You asked for a deep dive into excerpts from the 5 a.m. Club
Yeah.
by Robin Sharma.
Okay.
Now, I know, I know what you might be thinking, a fictional self-help book,
Yeah.
right? But I think we can all agree there's often some really great insights that we can get
Oh, absolutely.
from fiction, even though it's not like, typical research.
Yeah.
Um, It's just a different way to kind of explore ideas
Yeah.
and strategies.
It kind of makes it like more relatable.
Absolutely.
Like we're going through the journey with the characters.
Yeah.
You
And it
know?
allows us to kind of embody the ideas in
Exactly.
a different way.
And what I find interesting about the 5 a.m. Club is that it goes beyond just like typical motivational platitudes and stuff.
Yeah.
It brings in like psychology, neuroscience, philosophy even,
Right.
to kind of create a framework for like personal change.
Yeah. And the story itself is really engaging. It like drops us right into this seminar that's led by this enigmatic figure known as the Spellbinder.
Right.
And he's just like so captivating, like this blend of science and wisdom and practical
It's
advice.
kind of like a rock star guru almost.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the seminar attracts all these different people,
Yes.
but we really follow two characters in particular:
Yeah.
a struggling entrepreneur
Right.
who's looking for her big breakthrough,
Yeah.
and then this talented but troubled artist
Yeah.
who's battling some inner demons.
Battling himself.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they're both, looking for a way to reach their potential.
Yeah.
And the Spellbinder seems to have the key to that.
But here's where things take a turn. Like right at the seminar's climax,
Yes.
the Spellbinder just collapses.
Dramatically.
It's like
yeah.
so dramatic.
Yeah.
It's like something out of a movie.
It's like chaos ensues,
Total chaos.
Yeah.
And, it raises all these questions like, who is the Spellbinder, really?
Right.
What are his motives? Is he legit?
Yeah, is this guy for real? Or,
Yeah.
is there more to him?
Yeah. It's like a total cliffhanger. And these two characters, they're left wondering what it all means.
Right.
Right. And as they're trying to process everything, they encounter this seemingly homeless man
Yes.
who's been observing the whole thing.
Kind of this fly on the wall.
Yeah. And he's fascinating. He's clearly intelligent
Yeah.
and insightful.
Very insightful.
And like the things that he says about the Spellbinder's teaching suggests that he's familiar with this philosophy.
That he's no stranger to it.
Yeah. Yeah. And here's where Sharma, I think, so cleverly plays with our perceptions.
Yes.
This homeless man
In quotes.
is actually Stone Riley, a billionaire and former student of the Spellbinder.
Yes.
And he has chosen this life
Deliberately.
of simplicity to kind of challenge our assumptions about what success really is.
Yeah, it makes you think about, what we value and, what
Right.
really matters.
Yeah, and guess what? Stone is the host on that island.
That mysterious
And the
island.
mysterious island invitation that the Spellbinder left behind.
It seems like there was a bigger plan in place
Yeah.
than just the seminar.
Totally.
Like he was setting the stage for something more,
Yes.
He knew that real change doesn't happen just from hearing information.
Right.
It takes like an experience
Yes.
that pushes you outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah, he's creating an experience.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so Stone extends an offer to mentor both the entrepreneur and the artist.
Yes.
And he really emphasizes that a world-class morning routine is the key to unlocking their potential.
Which might sound kind of far-fetched at first.
Yeah.
But, more and more research is coming out
Yeah.
about the impact of our morning rituals
Absolutely.
on our day, on our mindset, even our long-term success.
Yeah, there was that one study. I can't remember exactly where it was published.
Oh, I think it was in the Journal of Applied Psychology.
Okay, yeah.
And it showed that people who have consistent morning routines,
Yeah.
they reported like higher job satisfaction, better work-life balance,
Wow.
even fewer health problems.
Yeah.
It's like setting the tone
Yeah.
for the whole day.
It creates this ripple effect.
Yeah, a positive ripple effect.
So our trio, they embark on this luxurious journey to Mauritius,
Right.
which is a huge contrast to that stuffy seminar hall.
Yes, very different setting.
It's almost like the journey itself
Yeah,
is part of the transformation.
it's symbolic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And even like the small details are really interesting. Like Stone chauffeur,
Yeah.
he's this older gentleman,
Yeah.
and he drives with such precision. Like He doesn't miss a beat.
He's like the epitome of mastery and attention to detail.
Yeah.
It's like he's showing them that excellence is not just about the big things, but it's about bringing that same intentionality to everything.
Even the little things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And just before they reach Stone's like amazing beachfront estate,
Yeah.
the chauffeur presents them with these golden tablets.
Oh, I love this part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're engraved with the 5 rules of the 5 a.m. club.
And these rules are not just random pronouncements. They're like
Right.
strategically designed to break down the barriers
Yes.
that prevent us from achieving our goals and living fulfilling lives.
Yeah. So the first rule is all about minimizing distractions.
Okay.
It basically says, if you want to achieve great things,
Yeah.
you need to carve out time for yourself
Yes.
before the world wakes up.
Before the world demands your attention.
Yeah. And this connects with all the research on deep work.
Right.
The ability to just focus without distraction
Yes.
on cognitively demanding tasks.
Which is so hard these days with all the notifications and the constant, like,
Everything. It's so hard to focus.
So it's more important than ever to have those pockets of time
Yes.
where you can really engage without interruption.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Rule number 2 is conquer your excuses.
Okay.
So Stone believes that we hold ourselves back
All the time.
with these rationalizations and justifications,
Yeah.
and that real progress starts when we just drop the excuses
Drop the excuses.
and just focus on making small, consistent improvements every single day.
This reminds me of Kaizen,
Yeah.
that Japanese philosophy of
Yeah.
continuous improvement. Like
Yeah.
even tiny changes
Yeah.
repeated over time can lead to big results.
I love that. Okay, rule number 3.
Okay.
Forget willpower.
Okay.
Focus on why power.
I like that. Why?
Why power. So he believes that willpower is limited.
Yeah.
It's a limited resource, right?
You only have so much.
Yeah. So we're more likely to succeed if we're driven by a deeper sense of purpose.
This is like tapping into the psychology of motivation.
Yeah.
Like you're more likely to stick to something hard
Yes.
if you have a good reason.
If you know your why.
Your why, exactly.
Yeah.
When your actions match your values.
Yes.
And your desires.
Yes.
It's not a struggle.
It flows.
It becomes who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Rule number 4, pretty straightforward. Morning mastery leads to life mastery.
Okay.
So Stone believes that how we start our day
Sets the tone for everything.
sets the tone
Yeah.
for everything.
I love that.
Yeah. So by owning our mornings, we can elevate our entire lives.
And there's research to support this about the power of habits.
Yes.
Like when we create a positive morning routine,
Yeah.
we're basically setting ourselves up for success,
Yeah.
throughout the whole day.
Just changes how I make decisions.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. And finally, rule number 5 reminds us that real success
Yes.
isn't just about our own personal achievements,
Right.
but it's about using our talents and abilities to make a positive impact on the world.
To give back.
Yes.
To contribute.
Yes. Stone believes that a hero is someone who lives a legendary life while serving humanity.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's about finding meaning beyond ourselves.
Yes.
And creating a legacy
Yes.
that goes beyond our own lifetime.
Yes. I love it. So with all of these principles swirling in her mind, our entrepreneur steps onto Stone's beach, ready to see what this 5 a.m. club is all about.
Yeah.
She's still a little skeptical,
Rightfully so.
rightfully so.
It's all very new and different.
But there's a glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
Like maybe, just maybe, this unconventional approach
Yeah.
could unlock the life that she's always wanted.
And as the sun rises,
Yes.
painting the sky with those beautiful colors,
Yes.
we see Stone emerge from his beach house.
Yes.
And, he's not what you'd expect from a billionaire mentor. He's wearing camo shorts and some stylish sunglasses. But he radiates this energy that's both relaxed and focused at the same time.
Yes.
And this is just the beginning
Oh, this is just the start.
of their adventure.
I can't wait to see what happens.
So as the entrepreneur and the artist are settling into their new surroundings, they quickly realize that Stone's mentorship is anything but conventional.
Yeah, he's full of surprises, right? Like what? I need an example.
Well, for one, he insists on sleeping on the floor.
What?
Yeah, he claims it helps him stay grounded and disciplined.
Okay.
He also embraces voluntary discomfort in other ways.
Like what? How? Like give me an example.
Well, we already talked about how he dresses as like a vagrant
Right.
but he also takes ice-cold showers.
Really?
Yeah, he believes that by pushing himself outside of his comfort zone,
Yeah.
it keeps him mentally sharp and it helps him avoid complacency.
I've heard about the benefits of cold showers,
Yeah.
for like boosting circulation and increasing alertness, but slipping on the floor,
Yeah.
that's the next level.
It's pretty hard. Yeah.
But I guess it's about, pushing past those initial complaints
Right.
and discovering that hidden strength within.
Yeah, yeah.
He's not just teaching these concepts.
Right.
He's embodying them.
He's living it.
Yeah.
And, there's actually research on minimalist living.
Right.
Studies show that people who declutter their homes, simplify their lives, they tend to be less stressed and more content.
Yeah. It's like they're freeing up mental space.
Yeah.
By letting go of like all the material attachments.
Stuff.
Yeah, all the stuff.
Okay, so beyond the kind of unconventional lifestyle,
Yeah.
what are some of the core things that he teaches them?
One of the most powerful lessons he learned from the Spellbinder
Yeah.
is this idea of approaching work with meticulous care and attention to detail.
Okay.
He calls it the craftsmanship mindset.
I like that.
Yeah. And it really resonates with both the entrepreneur who's facing this hostile takeover of her company
Right.
and the artist who's trying to, refine his skills.
Mm.
So it's not just about working hard.
Right.
It's about working with intention and focus, even on the smallest tasks.
Exactly. It's about bringing that same level of care
Yeah.
to everything that you do.
So how does he teach that? What does he do?
He uses this analogy of Formula One racing.
Okay.
And he talks about how the pit crews, they pay attention to every single detail.
Wow.
Even like sweeping and vacuuming the pit area
Really?
after the race car leaves.
Why would they do that?
Because they say that even like a molecule of sediment could cost them the win or worse, lead to a fatal accident.
Oh, wow. That's intense. But I see I see the analogy.
Yeah.
It's like those tiny little details can really have ripple effects.
Especially when the stakes are high.
Okay. Yeah. It's a good reminder for all of us to bring that same level of focus to everything we do.
Yeah. Whether you're writing a report or coding a website.
Or cleaning the kitchen.
Or cleaning the kitchen. Exactly.
Okay. So what else does he teach him?
Another crucial concept is capitalization.
Okay.
This is the idea that we have the power to shape our own reality
Okay.
through the stories we tell ourselves
I like that.
and the actions that we take.
Okay.
He believes that most people, they kind of unconsciously adopt these limiting beliefs from their upbringing.
Right. Yeah.
And then they act in accordance with those beliefs.
Right. Like create a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like mediocrity.
Yeah. Oh, that's so true. We all have those inner voices whispering doubts and fears.
Yeah, we all have those.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely guilty of that.
But Stone's saying that we can choose a different story,
Okay.
a more empowering one,
Yeah.
and then live into that story.
So it's not about pretending that everything's perfect.
No.
Or ignoring the challenges.
It's about consciously choosing a more positive narrative
Yeah.
and then behaving in a way
Aligning your actions.
that aligns with that narrative. Yeah.
So instead of saying I'm not good at public speaking, you would say, I'm learning to become a more confident speaker.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then you would go out and practice.
Seek opportunities to practice.
Yeah.
So it's about shifting from a fixed mindset
Right.
to a growth mindset,
Yeah.
believing that you can learn and grow and become a better version of yourself.
And Stone has a framework for this
He does.
transformation.
He calls it the 4 interior empires.
Okay, I like that. Tell me about the 4 interior empires.
So it encompasses mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set.
Okay.
Stone encourages the entrepreneur and the artist to focus on cultivating a positive mindset,
Okay.
connecting with their hearts,
Yeah.
prioritizing their physical health,
Yeah.
and nurturing their souls.
It's holistic.
It's a holistic approach.
Yeah.
It acknowledges that our mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being are all interconnected.
You can't just focus on one
Right.
and neglect the others.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like trying to run a marathon without training or eating properly.
Yeah, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so as Stone is guiding them through these principles,
Yeah.
what's happening?
The entrepreneur, she starts to realize that she's been defining her worth
Yeah.
through her achievements and possessions.
Yeah.
She's been so focused on building her company
Right.
that she's kind of neglected her own happiness and well-being.
It's so common. We get so caught up in the hustle
It's a common trend.
and we forget to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, once I achieve this goal, then I'll be happy.
Right.
But then the goalpost keeps moving.
It keeps moving.
And we end up sacrificing our health and our relationship.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the artist, who initially was struggling with trust and vulnerability,
Right.
he really starts to open up and embrace Stone's teachings.
It sounds like they're both growing.
Yeah, he's drawn to Stone's compassion
Okay.
and his genuine desire to help them.
I like that it shows that mentorship is really powerful.
Yeah, it can be transformative.
And it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
Both the mentor and the mentee benefit.
Absolutely.
And it sounds like their relationship is really unique.
Yeah, it's not just a one-sided thing. They're actively engaging with Stone's ideas.
Yes.
They're challenging him.
Yeah.
And they're supporting each other.
Yeah. I like that. But even as they're immersed in this transformative journey,
Yeah.
the external challenges are intensifying.
Right. Remember that hostile takeover?
Oh, yeah.
The entrepreneur is dealing, well, she gets another death threat.
No way.
Yeah, from the investors who are trying to seize control of her company.
Oh, wow. So even in this idyllic paradise,
Yeah.
there's still like real life drama unfolding.
It's a reminder that personal growth
Yeah.
often happens in the face of adversity.
Yes.
You know, we can't always control what happens to us.
Right.
But we can choose how we respond. And Stone, in his wisdom, he remains calm and collected.
He doesn't freak out.
No.
He doesn't try to shield them from the danger.
No, he assures the entrepreneur that his security team is handling it.
Okay.
And he encourages her to just stay focused
Wow.
on her own personal development.
He understands that inner strength and resilience are key to overcoming those external obstacles.
Absolutely.
And this is where he introduces one of the core principles of the 5 a.m. Club.
Yes.
The 20-20-20 formula.
Okay, are you familiar with this?
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
I know it's about structuring your morning routine.
Yes.
For like
Yes.
maximum productivity
Yes.
and well-being.
And well-being, yeah.
But I'm really curious to hear how Stone explains it.
Okay, so the first 20 minutes
Yeah.
are dedicated to intense exercise.
Okay.
The next 20 minutes are for reflection and journaling.
Okay.
And the final 20 minutes are for learning and personal growth.
So it's not just about squeezing in a workout.
Right.
It's about creating like a holistic morning ritual
Exactly.
that sets you up for success in all areas of your life.
And Stone explains the science behind it.
Okay.
Like intense exercise releases dopamine and serotonin,
Yeah.
which are neurochemicals associated with motivation and happiness.
So it's not just about getting ripped.
Right.
It's about priming your brain
It's about priming your brain
for a productive and positive day.
for a good day.
Yeah. I totally feel that. Like I always feel more energized
Yeah.
and focused after a good workout.
Me too.
Okay. So, and then the second 20 minutes,
Yeah.
the reflection and journaling,
Yeah.
that's about mindfulness.
Exactly. Things like meditation
Yeah.
and gratitude journaling have been shown to reduce stress,
Okay.
improve focus,
Yeah.
and foster self-awareness.
It's like taking a moment to pause and connect with yourself before the day's demands.
Before the craziness starts.
Yeah. Yeah. I've tried meditation,
Yeah.
but I really struggle with like being consistent.
Yeah. Consistency is key.
Do you have any tips?
Well, Stone suggests starting small.
Yeah.
Like even just 5 minutes a day can make a difference.
Okay.
And don't get discouraged if your mind wanders.
Right.
That's normal. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Just gently bring your attention back to
Uh-huh.
your breath or whatever you're focusing on.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the last 20 minutes?
The learning and personal growth piece.
Yeah.
This is where you dedicate time to expanding your knowledge
Okay.
and your skills.
Like reading, listening to podcasts.
Reading, listening to podcasts, working on a side project,
Yeah.
anything that kind of stretches your mind.
Stretches your mind.
Yeah.
And sets you up.
It's like a warm-up
A warm up.
for your brain.
Okay.
So you're ready for a day of thinking and problem solving.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So, and the entrepreneur and the artist, as they start implementing this,
Yeah.
what happens?
They experience firsthand the transformative power of it. Okay, the entrepreneur, she feels more focused,
Okay.
more energetic,
Yeah.
more resilient in the face of her business challenges.
Wow.
And the artist, he's tapping into like a whole new level
Wow,
of
that-
creativity and inspiration.
It's amazing how a simple framework
A simple formula.
can have such huge impact.
Yeah.
But it's not just about willpower and discipline, right?
Now, Stone also emphasizes rest and recovery.
Okay.
He shares the Spellbinder's insights on how sleep deprivation can actually harm
Okay.
your cognitive function, your mood, your physical health even.
Yeah.
And this is where he introduces supercompensation and oscillation.
Okay.
Have you heard of these?
I've heard athletes talk about supercompensation.
Yeah.
Like you break down muscle fibers when you're training.
Yes.
And then they rebuild stronger
During rest.
during rest. Yeah. So how does that apply to, our mental and emotional capacity?
Well, think of it this way.
Yeah.
When we challenge ourselves intellectually.
Emotionally,
Yeah.
creatively, we're pushing our minds and hearts to their limits.
Yeah.
And just like our muscles need time to recover,
Yeah.
our minds and hearts need time to integrate the new information, process emotions, and replenish their energy.
So it's about finding that balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Between challenge and recovery.
Push and rest.
Push and rest.
Yeah.
Exertion and restoration.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. And Stone believes this applies to all areas of life.
All areas, not just work.
Not just work.
He encourages them to prioritize sleep.
Okay.
Take breaks throughout the day.
Yeah.
Engage in activities that nourish their soul.
I love that. Nourishing the soul.
Yeah.
It's so easy to forget about that.
It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle.
Yeah.
And forget to feed our inner selves.
Yeah. What are some examples of things that nourish the soul?
It's different for everyone.
Yeah.
But it could be spending time in nature, listening to music.
Connecting with loved ones.
Yeah.
Anything that brings you joy and peace and a sense of connection.
I like it. So it sounds like Stone's mentorship.
Yeah.
It goes way beyond just teaching productivity hacks.
It's about a way of life.
It's about a way of life.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he takes them on some pretty cool adventures.
He does.
To really solidify these principles.
Yeah. He takes them to the Taj Mahal.
Wow.
Where they reflect on the power of commitment and perseverance.
Okay.
They explore the catacombs of Rome.
Okay.
Where they contemplate the transient nature of life and the importance of living in the present moment.
Wow.
And then, in a really beautiful twist, they actually get married.
No way.
In Brazil.
What? The entrepreneur and the artist.
The entrepreneur and the artist, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's like a testament to the transformative power of their journey together.
It sounds like he's creating these immersive experiences.
Yes.
That really engage their hearts and minds.
Their hearts, their minds, and their souls.
It's not just about reading a book.
Yeah.
It's about living it.
Embodying it.
Yeah, and throughout their time with Stone.
Yeah.
He keeps coming back to this idea of minimizing distractions.
Yes, creating that tight bubble of total focus.
Yeah, during work hours.
Yeah, like free from all the interruptions.
Oh, that's so hard these days.
It's so hard.
We're constantly bombarded with stuff.
Notifications, emails, social media.
Yeah. So how do you create that kind of focus?
Well, Stone has some practical tips.
Okay.
Like turning off notifications, setting boundaries with colleagues and clients, and even using technology to your advantage.
Okay.
Like there are apps that can block distracting websites.
Oh, yeah.
Or limit your time on social media.
I've definitely spent way too much time on social media.
Yeah, it can be a real time suck.
Oh, yeah, like hours can just disappear.
It's a black hole.
Yeah, okay, so beyond minimizing distractions, what are some of the other, productivity things that he talks about?
He introduces the 9-do-9-0-1 rule, which involves dedicating the first 90 minutes of your workday to your single most important task.
Cool.
The one that will have the biggest impact on your goals.
Okay.
And you do this for 90 days straight.
Oh, 90 days. Wow.
Yeah. The idea is that by focusing consistently on that one crucial task, you create momentum and achieve remarkable results.
So it's about being really intentional.
Intentional and focused.
With your time and your energy.
Yes.
Okay.
And for those who might struggle to focus for that long, he recommends the 60-10 method.
Okay.
Which is alternating between 60-minute work sprints and 10-minute recovery periods.
That sounds more doable for me.
Yeah, it's like a mini version of Stone's.
Yeah.
Twin cycles of elite performance.
Work intensely.
Work intensely.
Rest and recharge.
Rest and recharge. Okay.
Yeah.
And Stone also emphasizes prioritizing recovery outside of work.
Oh, so how does he suggest doing that?
Well, he encourages them to incorporate regular massages into their routine.
Really?
Yeah, he advocates for what he calls the 2MP,
Oh, yeah.
which involves scheduling 2 90-minute massages.
Wait, two a week?
2 a week, yeah.
That's a lot of
It
massages.
sounds luxurious.
It does.
But he explains that it's not a luxury, it's a necessity
Okay.
for optimal performance.
All right.
You know, when our bodies are relaxed
Yeah.
and rejuvenated,
Yeah.
our minds are clearer,
Right.
and we can bring our best selves
Yeah.
to our work and to our relationships.
Yeah, it all ties back to that holistic approach.
Holistic approach.
Yeah, that we were talking about.
About taking care of yourself on all levels.
I like it. And so as their mentorship with Stone is coming to an end.
Yeah.
What does he give them?
He gives them a final gift. It's a box containing 11 magic charms.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Each charm represents a key principle of the 5 a.m. Club.
Oh, I love that. Like a tangible reminder
A tangible reminder
of their journey.
of everything they've learned.
So like what are some of the charms?
Well, the first charm is a small mirror,
Okay.
and it represents the importance of owning the magic within yourself.
Okay.
It's a reminder that your relationship with yourself
Yeah.
dictates your relationship with the world.
I like that.
Yeah. And then the second charm is a flower.
Okay.
And it symbolizes the need to collect miraculous experiences over material things.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's like a call to reconnect with those experiences.
The joy and the wonder of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And the other charms.
The other charms offer further insights into the principles.
Okay.
Like embracing discomfort,
Yeah.
celebrating small wins,
Okay.
prioritizing recovery,
Yeah.
and living with purpose.
It's really like a comprehensive framework.
A blueprint
Yeah, for living a legendary life.
for living a legendary life.
And so the entrepreneur and the artist,
Yeah.
they're getting ready to go back to their own lives.
Yeah.
What are they feeling?
They're filled with gratitude
Okay.
for Stone's mentorship.
Yeah.
And they feel equipped
Yeah.
to create the lives they truly desire.
They've learned so much.
So much, not just about productivity,
Right.
but about themselves,
Yeah.
about resilience,
Yeah.
about aligning their actions with their values.
It's like they've graduated
Graduate
from this personal growth program.
Exactly.
Yeah, but it doesn't end there.
No, their adventure with the 5 a.m. Club may be over,
Yeah.
but their journey of transformation is just beginning.
And that's true for all of us.
And that's true for all of us.
Yeah. Okay, so before we wrap up our deep dive into the 5 a.m. Club, I have to ask about the whole death threat situation with the entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It felt so real and intense, and I was just like on the edge of my seat, like how's this going to play out?
Well, you know how we were talking about Stone's unconventional methods? Well, it turns out that he orchestrated that entire scenario as a final test
Oh.
for the entrepreneur.
You're telling me that those death threats,
Yes.
the security team, like the whole thing was staged.
It was all part of the plan.
I can't believe it.
It was a calculated risk on his part,
Yeah.
but he wanted to push her to confront her fears and really unlock that inner strength.
He even hired actors and like created these elaborate scenes to make it seem real.
He wanted to make it feel as real as possible.
I'm speechless. That's both brilliant and a little crazy.
Yeah.
But it's clear that he had her best interests at heart.
Oh, absolutely.
And think about her confrontation with the gunman.
Yeah.
Like she didn't back down. She stood her ground.
She was fearless.
That was pure courage.
Yes.
And I think it was fueled by the inner strength that she had developed.
Exactly. Stone knew she had this warrior within her.
Yeah.
He just had to create the right conditions for her to discover it.
Yeah, he often talks about how, the illusion of safety can actually hold us back from reaching our full potential.
Right. Sometimes we need to be pushed outside of our comfort zones to realize what we're truly capable of.
Makes you wonder what other tests we might encounter in our own lives.
Right.
And if we're ready for them.
Are we prepared?
So besides the 5 rules, the 20-20-20 formula, are there any other key takeaways from the 5 a.m. Club that you think our listeners should know about?
Well, one thing that really resonated with me was Stone's emphasis on minimizing distractions.
Yeah.
Creating that tight bubble of total focus during work hours.
Right, carving out time for that deep work.
Yes, free from emails and social media and all those distractions.
It's easier said than done, though, right?
It is. It takes effort.
We're constantly,
Bombarded.
bombarded with information. What are some practical things that people can do?
Well, Stone suggests turning off notifications.
Right.
setting boundaries with colleagues and clients,
Right.
and even using technology to your advantage.
Yeah.
There are apps that can block distracting websites or limit your time on social media.
Yeah, I've definitely been sucked into those endless scrolling feeds,
It happens to the best of us.
and you lose track of time.
Hours can just vanish.
Okay, so beyond minimizing distractions, what other productivity hacks does he talk about?
He introduces the 9 to 1 rule,
Okay.
which involves dedicating the first 90 minutes of your workday
Yeah.
to your single most important task,
Wow. Okay.
the one that'll have the biggest impact.
Yeah.
And you do this for 90 days straight.
90 days.
90 days.
Okay.
And the idea is that by consistently focusing on that one crucial task,
Yeah.
you create this incredible momentum and achieve remarkable results.
So it's really about
Prioritizing.
laser
Right,
focused, laser focused, not getting bogged down in all the little things on the to-do list.
Right. Focus on the big rocks first.
I like it. What about people like me who maybe have trouble focusing for a full 90 minutes?
Well, Stone also recommends the 60-10 method,
Okay.
which is alternating between 60-minute work sprints and 10-minute recovery periods.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it's more manageable.
It's more sustainable.
Yeah, for sure.
And it really aligns with that whole oscillation principle.
Exactly. Exertion and recovery.
Now, there were a couple of abbreviations in Stone's notes that I wanted to ask about.
Okay.
2WW and 2MP.
Oh, yeah. 2WW stands for 2 weekly workouts.
Okay.
It emphasizes the importance of regular exercise.
Yeah.
Stone's always saying how our physical and mental energy are interconnected.
Absolutely.
And then 2MP stands for 2-minute meditation practice.
Okay.
It's a simple but powerful way to cultivate mindfulness and inner peace.
Yeah. It's all about building those little practices into your routine.
Little habits, big results.
Even if it's just for a few minutes each day.
Exactly. Consistency is key.
So it sounds like the 5 a.m. Club, it's more than just a productivity book.
It's a philosophy.
It's philosophy.
Yeah, it's about living a more intentional,
Yeah.
a more fulfilling, and
Yeah.
a more impactful life.
Absolutely. So what does this all mean for our listeners?
Well, I think the key takeaway
Yeah.
is to remember Stone's parting words.
Okay.
He said, "The greatest of leaders were all servant leaders. The less you make it all about you and the more your obsession focuses on the upliftment of others, the more you'll increase your identity as a genuine empire builder and grow into a history maker."
Wow, powerful words. He's really challenging us to think beyond our own self-interest and consider the legacy we want to leave behind.
Yeah, what impact do you want to make on the world?
So as you go about your day, ask yourself, what small changes can you make to align your actions with your values and create a ripple effect of positivity in the world? Could waking up just a little bit earlier, embracing some of those 5 a.m. club principles, be the catalyst for a more fulfilling and impactful life? That's something to ponder as you design your own legendary journey. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the 5 a.m. club.